If you got an old piece of furniture that needs a fresh new look, I've got the perfect DIY project for you. Pick a patterned napkin that you love. There are so many gorgeous designs out there, so choose one that fits your style. Keep in mind the lighter napkins work best on light colored furniture for best visibility. Next, you're going to cut the napkin to fit the area you want to decorate. Most napkins have multiple layers, so carefully separate and remove the extra layers, keeping the printed top layer. Use a sponge or a brush. Sometimes I even use my fingers and apply a generous layer of the Mod Podge onto the furniture surface. Carefully place your napkin over the Mod Podge and gently press it down, smoothing out any wrinkles. Sometimes I like wrinkles because they can add a little bit of character, so it's up to you if you want all of them out or if you want to have some wrinkles. Once in place, apply another layer of Mod Podge on top of the napkin to seal it. At this point, it's going to look like it's wet and it's not blended well, but just give it time. Once it dries completely, this can take a couple hours, so be patient. So once the Mod Podge is dry, take a bit of acrylic paint and lightly blend around the edges of the napkin to make it look more seamless. This step is optional, but it helps to give it a polished look. That's it. With just a few simple steps, it's really easy and you've completely transformed your furniture with a beautiful napkin transfer.
I saw this dresser at a thrift store and I knew I could work some magic on it. So I took it all apart and then I got to taking off them old knobs. Those definitely are gotta go. And then I got out the heat gun because I'm going to get those stickers off. Anything that's left on, you can use some Goo Gone or any type of remover and get it off. Next, it's time to sand down every part that needs to be painted. Now, normally if you're painting, you don't need to worry about sanding down. But because of all the scratches and gouges, if you sand it, you can get those out and you don't have to fill them. So go ahead and keep doing that and get it all done. And next, it makes a lot of sawdust, but it's worth getting off. Now it's time to get some good quality primer and pour it out. As you can see, I'm using a foam roller. It's going to give me a nice smooth finish. So that's why we're going to put on a nice smooth coat of primer. It keeps that paint from peeling later. Now comes the secret to this transformation. We're going to take some pencils and cut off the back of their erasers. All we want is the wood, because what we're going to do is mark the top 2 drawers every 1.5 inches. Mark it off, and we're going to draw a straight line down the 2 top drawers. What we're going to do is take some wood glue, and we're going to glue down the pencil. Make sure the glue side is where the label is. We don't want to see that on top. There's 2 ways to do it. You can take a little brush, take that glue, put it on the pencil. Once it's on there, you lay it down. It doesn't take long for it to dry. Another way you can do it is take the glue and lay it out along the line that you're going to put the pencil down. Take the pencil then and put it right down. Either way will work. Now it's time to put on a coat of paint. Again, I'm using the foam roller. I want to use it to make it a nice smooth finish. I want to go with the semi-gloss because it makes stains and wiping up and cleaning the dresser afterwards a cinch. Now it came time to put the paint on where the pencils are. This is a little bit trickier, but use a brush and get in between all the grooves on the pencils. Now it's time to put that second coat on. On this one, I used 3 coats and it absolutely looked great. I changed out the knobs to a nice black and look at that. This thing exceeded my expectations. Do you remember how it started off? It had scratches and stickers and gunk all over it, and look at it now. It just looks like a work of art. And I love the contemporary design of the top drawers. This project absolutely exceeded my family's expectations. I hope this inspired you to build your own upcycle DIY dresser.
This little chest of drawers is crying out for a makeover. I've drawn a line straight down the middle of the drawers and I'm going to use a red and a blue paint. The first thing I do is paint all down one side with the blue paint and then repeat the process on the other side with the red paint. Don't worry too much about brush strokes or having an even finish at this point. When the first colour has dried, I then take the other colour and paint on top of it. Then take your spray bottle and spritz over the wet paint, and then set a timer for 3 minutes. When the time is up, we have to start removing the water now, and I use a toilet roll. So I found actually the best way to do it is to just dab with the toilet paper. If you find it's drying too fast, depending on your working conditions, of course, spritz it again, and you'll find that you'll be able to lift off the paint quite quickly this time because it's already damp. Now I'm moving on to the top of the dresser, and I've split the top in half, painted one blue, one red, and now I'm putting on my second layer of paint. While the paint is still wet, I spritz it again with the water. After 3 minutes, I use the paper again and start removing the droplets of water. Now all my drawers are done and dry, and I'm taking a stencil and some modelling paste and applying it to the stencil. I finished off the dresser by doing the stencil again on the top, but I didn't do it raised on the top. Added the hardware, very sparkly. And here it is. I hope you enjoyed this and you're inspired to have a go at this crazy technique. Use different colours, it's really fun. You're watching Home Talk. I'll see you next time.